In this video, we're going to be taking a look at adverbs that compare, and it's important to know that adverbs can be used to make comparisons. So some short adverbs add ER or EST, comparatives and superlatives, so we know that. And then also some longer adverbs. You need to add the words more, most, less, or least. So let's take a look at some examples here, and you do need to have out your writing journal and also your pencil and practice companion book. And let's take a look at some sentences here. And it says Reggie ran faster than Raymond, but Brandon ran the fastest of all the team members. So we can see that faster we can see as modifying ran, and then fastest is modifying ran as well, and it's also comparing. Next one, Shauna kicked the ball more skillfully. So more skillfully is modifying kicked, talking about how, than her brother, and the most skillfully of everyone in her class. Okay, so we can see once again talking about how Shauna kicked the ball most skillfully of everyone in her class. Let's continue to take a look at adverbs that compare. Next one, we could see that Joel ran faster would be an example of an adverb that compare, talking about how Joel ran, modifying ran, but Jillian ran, this should be fast. We can see, but Jillian ran faster. So it's important to remember that we have comparatives and superlatives. So this is going to be an example of a comparative, just two things that are being compared. Next one is an example of a superlative. It says, of all the dancers, Drake moved, and we can see most gracefully. And we would not have gracefully est, okay, because remember, whenever there's a word over 3 syllables, you do add more, most, and so on in front of the word. So most gracefully. This is an example of a superlative because it's comparing more than two. Next one, Bianca solved the puzzle more quickly than Dana. And more quickly is talking about how the puzzle was solved. Okay, so solved more quickly. Now let's take a look at these other sentences here. It says, Talia lives closer to school than Allie does. So talking about, well, closer is modifying lives, and also it's a comparative, so we just add ER at the end. She arrived at the auditorium earlier than Allie did. So earlier modifying arrived. The final speaker spoke longer than the others. And then finally, she spoke more earnestly about the graduating class. And we'll just write more here, and then earnestly underneath. Now what I want you to do is turn to page 182, and we'll continue to take a look at adverbs that compare. Okay, so for number one, it's already done for us. It says let's look at the the directions first. It says use the adverb in parentheses to form an adverb that compares. Use that adverb to complete the sentence. The first one has been done for you. So we see neatly is in parentheses there. So we're going to use that to compare. Olive completes her work more neatly than Grace. The reason why we use more is because it's a comparative, and we just have more in front of that. Now, next one. It says softly. It says Carrie sings blank in our choir than when she sings in her group, and we're going to have more softly. Number 3 says my cat runs blank than my dog. Since it's just slow here, we have slower than my dog. Once again, slower, modifying run, talking about how the cat runs slower than my dog. Now what I want you to do is complete numbers 4 through 10 all by yourself. When you press play, I will have the answers for you. So I want you to pause the video now. So we can see the answers here for numbers 4 through 10. It says, at the high school football games, my sister Kelly screams more wildly, modifying screams there. Number 5, he understands these games more easily than his father does. Number 6, most brightly. Number 7, most clearly. Number 8, sooner. Number 9, harder. And then finally, number 10, most carelessly. Now this concludes the video on adverbs that compare. Remember, adverbs, just like adjectives, can be used to make comparisons. And we can see at the top of page 182, shorter adverbs, you add er or est. And then some longer words can be compared, can be used as comparative and superlative adverbs by using words more, most, less, or least. So if you have any questions about adverbs that compare, please come and see me.